how do I create a relationship with God for myself?
How to create a relationship with God. Actually, uh, you seem to imply that you're the one who initiates the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When in truth, it seems that you're wanting to create a relationship with God starts from a hunger inside of you. For example, why would you want to create a relationship? You seem to find a need within you.
Mm-hmm.
And that need comes from something natural inside of you. For example, a baby, you have a baby brother,
Yeah.
Duke. You know, when he's hungry, he cries out.
Yeah.
And if you don't feed him immediately, he really shouts even louder.
Yeah.
So it tells us that there is something within Duke that makes him cry out for God, for milk,
Yeah.
to be fed. And in the same way, when you say you want to create a relationship with God, that means also that you're hungry for a relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense, you're not creating it, you're responding to this need. Responding to this need to have a relationship with God. And sometimes that hunger is a hunger for, let's say, meaning, a hunger for relationship, a hunger for self-acceptance, and sometimes it's a hunger to like yourself better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because many times enough more people just in a sense reject themselves, hate themselves, don't really accept themselves. So if there's anything at all, when people want a relationship with God, they're also saying, I want a better relationship with others, and I want a better relationship with myself. And actually, the answer to that is basically the message of Christianity. Christianity, when we're talking about Christianity here, we're just talking about, like, say, a channel. Christianity as a channel for truth.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like a water faucet. When you open a water faucet, the important thing is not the faucet itself. The important thing is the water, because that's what you need, the water. You're not looking for the faucet, you're looking
Yeah.
for the water.
Yeah.
And what you're looking for really, what people are looking for, let's say in your case, you want a relationship with God. Basically, is a what we want is an answer to a problem that's already been answered. You know, Christianity is about the new creation, a new reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people want. People want a new reality. They want a new reality about themselves. They want a new reality about other people, about God, and also ultimately they want a new reality for their community or for their nation. But all of this begins with a change of uh, change of the inward reality that people have.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a wonderful scripture that Paul wrote. The Apostle Paul wrote. He said, "So, if you are united with Christ or in union with Christ,
Mm-hmm.
there is a new creation. The old is past, the new has come." Does that mean to say that everything has already changed? No, we're still very much in what the Scripture calls the old creation. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, if you go back to the Genesis story, the old creation is the creation that resulted from the disobedience of Adam and Eve to the command that they should eat only of this tree of life and not to touch the tree of knowledge of good and evil. There's a lot of things to be said about that. But you know, it's just like when you make a mistake and when you make a mistake about something, let's say you plug a 220 device to a 120 device, it goes pop, right? It
Mm-hmm.
goes pop. So and in a sense, the whole world has gone pop, you know. So
Yeah.
uh, people try to create ways of living in this old creation. And then, so what happens? People try to do good, people try to do this, people try to do that. But the end, things get spoiled. You know, like for example, things are going well and suddenly boom,
Mm-hmm.
things are going well and you bust your knee. Things are going well and you bust your toe.
It is
Things are
funny.
going well, but things go wrong. In a sense, that is exactly what the old creation is all about. Things go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that really matters is to make sure that the inward part is fixed. And how do you fix that? Basically, it's what you need is a change of heart. What you
Mm-hmm.
need is a change. But how do you do that? Can you do that by meditation? Can you do that uh, altering, by identifying yourself with a new gender?
Yeah.
How do you resolve these things? Basically, these things only resolve when what somebody called, you exchange your old self with the new self. And the old self is you, the new self is Christ. And he is when you accept him, when you quote unquote accept, this is where you create the bridge, where you
Mm-hmm.
bridge the gap between you and, let's say, God. The bridge is Christ, because Christ is the man in whom God was very present. And he was, and Jesus was a historical figure, and ours is a historical faith.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning to say things really happen. Can you prove stuff like that? Can you go back, like, let's say, like chemistry? Can you say this and this and this and this will happen? We can say this really happened because of several things, because of the testimony of people, because of the testimony of a book, and because the testimony of people have come from way back then. Now, the thing is this: what is this new creation? When we accept what Christ has done for us on the cross, what happens is it's like you take vitamins, right? You take
Mm-hmm.
energy pills and stuff like that. You're an athlete,
Mm-hmm.
but in a sense, we're not just taking pills. We're receiving we receive His Spirit. We exchange our own spirit with His Spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and things begin to change. Our perspectives change. So you begin to see that there are two ways of living in this world: the old way and the new way. The old way is, just your way. The
Mm-hmm.
new way is the way of Christ. So if going back, and then your relationship with yourself begins to change. You're more forgiving. You're more understanding of yourself. You're more forgiving. You're more understanding of other people. And then you begin to realize that God has not been absent in your life. He's always been there, but in ways that only you can understand,
Mm-hmm.
only you can appreciate. So basically, your relationship now has changed, and the way you act in the world has changed, and it's continually changing. Are you perfect? No, because because it demands that this new relationship also is like marriage. You have to be present. You have to be mindful. You have to keep attending to this relationship.
Yeah.
It's not automatic. It's not automatic.
So our relationship with Christ is not works, not doing good. It's not something you do. Relationship with Christ is not something you do. It's something you. It's something you have with like just another person like you and me. Or the relationship with Christ is not. It has to be experienced. It has to be worked with, like a real relationship.
Hmm. Right, right, and that's right. You mentioned something like you don't. It's not something that you're not trying to make God like you.
Yeah.
In a sense, God already likes you.
Yeah.
You just have to. It's like when somebody gives you a gift. Let's say for your birthday, you accept it willingly,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or for Christmas, you get a gift.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you receive, and then it's not something. It's something like this. It's like you want them. For example, I like having coffee in the morning, so
Mm-hmm.
I go to the coffee maker, and sometimes it's not when I try to turn it on, it's off. So I plug it in.
Yeah.
So I plug it in. And when I plug it in, suddenly, the power comes on and I can make coffee. So the important thing is to be plugged in. And how do you plug in? Is, when you plug, you just accept it.
Mm-hmm.
You accept it's not, I have to generate electricity. No,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
yeah.